Good evening to you, and thank you for tuning in to tonight's program. This is Newswatch on Hope TV, where you look and live. My name is Tiffany Wamboy. Our sign language interpreter for today is Elizabeth Wanjiku. Do reach out to us with your comments, feedback or questions at our WhatsApp line, which is 0708 222 323. Our SMS line is 22232. Now on to stories making headlines for today, a week after setting a new world record for the 1,500-meter distance in Florence in Italy. Faith Kipyegon broke the 5,000 meters in 14 minutes. According to President William Ruto, Faith Kipyegon, the holder of 2 world records, will now receive 5 million shillings and a mansion worth 6 million shillings from his administration. Our reporter Joy Mochache has more.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, Omanyala, Namwamba, and Athletics Kenya President Jack Tuwei received Faith Kipyegon at the State House for a royal breakfast early this morning.
Thank you. Can I say something?
Kipyegon, who now holds 2 world records, received 5 million Kenya shillings and a 6 million shilling mansion on Park Road as payment for shattering the records for the 1,500 meters and 5,000 meters, respectively.
I was with many Kenyans in Paris. I can say walinipea motisha mpaka nikaweka world record. I was not expecting that. I remember I told my coach, nani ataifunja rekodi ya 5,000? 14:06 is not that easy. It's not that easy. But sikuwa najua nitakuwa mwenye nitabreak hiyo rekodi.
With her were 2-time world cross-country champions Geoffrey Kamworor and 2017 world marathon champion Geoffrey Kirui. The 29-year-old mother is the first athlete to receive 5 million shillings under the government's agreement to reward world record-breaking athletes.
I feel appreciated. I can say like that. To be back home and see this kind of reception, it warms my heart.
Kipyegon had previously expressed doubt to her coach, asking if she would be capable of breaking the 5,000-meter world record of 14 minutes, 6 seconds, and 52 milliseconds held by Genzebe Dibaba of Ethiopia, stating it was a challenging goal. Kipyegon eagerly promised the gift to her father of a new vehicle before running the race and is happy to finally be able to fulfill the promise.
I remember I told my coach, nani ataifunja rekodi ya 5,000? 14:06 is not that easy. It's not that easy. But sikuwa najua nitakuwa mwenye nitabreak hiyo rekodi. With the money, I can say now I can buy my father a car. I promised him when I was going to break a world record that I'm going to buy a car for him.
President Ruto added that similar rewards will be given to other Kenyans who break any world records and urged the Ministry of Sports, Youth and Arts to utilize sports funds appropriately.
Our sportsmen and women who excel should be given diplomatic passports and other national honors. We're going to work as a government to ensure that these great Kenyan ambassadors who do sometimes more than what I can do as president or what the ministers and all other Kenyans can do, get the place of pride and move around the world with ease so that they can continue to hoist the flag of our country in many places of the world.
Joy Mochache, reporting for Hope TV.
Elsewhere, President William Ruto has affirmed the national government's commitment to transform the country's healthcare system and extend support to devolved units by equipping health facilities. While making his remarks during the commissioning of the Kerugoya Level 5 County Referral Hospital Medical Complex in Kirinyaga County, President Ruto stated that the government will ensure citizens at the grassroots level will have access to quality health services. The head of state further noted that the government has also transformed the National Health Insurance Fund contribution to ensure equity. Other government leaders who were in attendance include Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Nakumicha, Kirinyaga County Governor Anne Waiguru, and her Nairobi counterpart Johnson Sakaja.
Tutapanga mambo ya equipment ya mahospitali zetu pamoja na tutasaidia kama national government. Hospitali nzuri imejengwa kama hii na zile zingine, Anne Waiguru amesema tutawasaidia kuhakikisha ya kwamba kuna vifaa ili hiyo mijengo iwe ya maana kwa wale wanaotafuta matibabu. We have agreed with the county governments. We are going to assist as the national government in the equipment of all our hospitals in a manner that will make these health facilities deliver health better.
Kerugoya County and Referral Hospital Complex is a culmination of a purpose-filled, tireless journey that we commenced in 2019 with the aim of delivering the best healthcare services to our people. Your Excellency, I wish to thank the national government most profoundly for the support accorded to us through capacity of implementation of this project.
I want to assure the people of Kenya that the health function will be better managed, has been better managed by our counties. That is how it's going to be going forward. Sisi tunaunga mkono, mimi ninaunga mkono, serikali ya Kenya inaunga mkono kazi inayofanyika katika counties.
Now, 19 more bodies have today been exhumed from the Shakahola forest, bringing the death toll from the starvation cult to 303. According to police records, 95 people have so far been rescued from the forest, while the number of those reported missing now stands at 613. Autopsies conducted by the government revealed that some of the victims, including children, were either strangled, beaten, or suffocated. Police believe most of the bodies belong to controversial Pastor Paul Mackenzie, who is accused of inciting his followers to starve to death to meet Jesus Christ. The National Assembly has today afternoon approved the nomination of the Director of Public Prosecutions, Nordin Haji, as the new Director General of the National Intelligence Service. President William Ruto nominated Haji to assume the NIS position on the 16th of last month. Haji will now replace Philip Kameru, who is set to retire. At the same time, the National Assembly Justice and Legal Affairs Committee has also approved the nomination of former Bomet Governor Isaac Ruto and Caroline Nzilani for appointment to the Judicial Service Commission following nomination by President Ruto. Now, the government has challenged counties to boost their own source revenue to meet their fiscal deficits. This was mentioned during the inaugural conference for the Local Government Revenue Initiative, dubbed LOGRI, where various government leaders in attendance urged counties to improve their revenue collection. Speaking during the conference, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua highlighted that the engagement presents opportunities to enhance OSR by county governments in efforts geared towards meeting fiscal deficits. At the same time, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi cautioned counties from excessive taxation, saying this can drive investors out of town.
What do we do, knowing that it is time for people to raise more revenue and not to hide what they own, so that they can pay their rightful share of taxes? So as you enhance the revenue collection, what we must also figure out is, what would you do as a researcher in this field or somebody who is supposed to deal with policy here, so that your city, whether it is Nairobi or whether it is Luanda in Angola or whether it is Addis Ababa, whatever, Cairo, how do you make sure that you are not taxing investors out of your city?
Now, elsewhere, the United Democratic Alliance, that is UDA party, has embarked on its plans to register more than 50 million members from the 22 million electorates registered by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, that is IEBC, while eyeing the 2027 general elections. Speaking during a UDA delegates meeting in Narok County, UDA Secretary General Cleophas Malala said the registration drive will eliminate the historic cycle where those who lose the elections oppose the results. Malala equally faulted opposition leader Raila Odinga for always criticizing government agenda, alleging that he does not give credible solutions to the problems affecting the nation.
Tunataka kuanza recruitment kutoka polling session, tuchague viongozi wetu ambayo watatusimamia kwa polling session, na wakishachagua tutakuja kuchagua ya ward level. After ward level tunaenda kwa constituency, after constituency level tunakuja kwa county. Sisi tunataka sasa kuchagua viongozi kutoka mashinani. Mambo ya kusemekana chama manapa mpaka utoke kwa polling station yako upande wa mpaka uwe sasa delegate ya kwenda Nairobi ambayo ni 120.
Watu ambao watapiga kura kwa polling center watakuwa wale ambao wamejiandikisha kama wanachama wa UDA na wako na kura kwa hiyo polling center. Tutakuwa na register mbili, kwamba wewe ni mwanachama tuna tick, na tena wewe ni mpiga kura wa hiyo polling center tuna tick. Our target is to have 15 million members before 2027. Kwa sababu sisi tumeona tangu tuanze mambo ya uchaguzi Kenya hii, baada ya kila uchaguzi watu wanapigana ati number 2 amekataa uchaguzi, matokeo ya uchaguzi ameenda Supreme Court. Tunataka tumalize hii maneno ya Supreme Court kila wakati.
Now, the Iala Member of Parliament, Kanini Kega-led Jubilee faction, has officially announced its withdrawal from the Azimio coalition. Through a notice, Kega, who is the Secretary General of the faction, indicated that the Jubilee party no longer wants to be part of the Azimio outfit. The move comes barely a month after the Jeremiah Kioni-led faction held a national delegates conference that kicked out the Kenya Kwanza allied Jubilee members of parliament from the party, including Kega, a meeting that the Kega-led faction termed as illegal. Jubilee party faction led by Jeremiah Kioni has distanced itself from Kanini Kega's notice to withdraw from Azimio la Umoja, terming his statement as fake. Kioni has insisted that Jubilee is still an affiliate party of Azimio and called on its members allied to the ruling Kenya Kwanza coalition to quit. Right, and that story brings us to our first short break for this bulletin. Do stay tuned for these and more updates coming your way.
Every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Spotlight.
Do you feel that they are in a place where they can effect a Barack Obama moment?
When you hear the word of God and you hear Jesus is speaking.
Real talk on real issues.
You know, the Bible says faith without works is dead.
The truth of the gospel that will survive the time is not a health and wealth gospel.
When there is time to harmonize and bring one composite amendment.
With idealistic, thought-provoking guests.
So people come to be serviced, to be encouraged, to be empowered.
When the storm is over, you desire the closeness you have with God.
Hosted by Reverend Edward Furi.
Thank you for staying tuned. Now, renowned entertainer Michael Mashayanjiri, alias DJ Brownskin, who is facing allegations of abetting his wife's suicide, now wants Kasarani DCI officer Jimmy Kimaru and the investigation officer to appear in court for breaching court orders. DJ Brownskin, through his lawyer Duncan Okach, now claims that police were pressuring him to confess and admit to the offense as a condition for his release. The prosecution, through Anderson Gikunda, however, vehemently opposed the request by the DJ to have summons issued against the two officers, saying that they did not disobey court orders issued by the Milimani court.
So it is important this push continues.
Civil society organizations in Africa are collaborating to craft a position statement ahead of the 5th African Union-European Union Agricultural Ministerial Conference. The conference scheduled for the end of this month in Rome, Italy. The focus of the conference will be resilient food systems and sustainable agri-value chains in line with the Africa-EU partnership.
Some of the recommendations that we are giving is that we need to prioritize agroecology in our agriculture. How does the EU, even in its funding to agriculture, focus on supporting smallholder farmers? At least 30% should go into agroecology. And of course, we are very keen to see the highly hazardous pesticides or toxic pesticides that are banned in Europe and still in being exported to Africa are also banned from being exported from Europe, so that we can have agriculture that is more sustainable, practicing agroecological practices.
To influence the discussions, CSOs in the country are planning to share the position statement with delegations representing Africa.
Most African countries depend on agriculture not only for food but also for work, and therefore there can be no discussions about Africans without talking about agriculture. So agriculture must be brought to the heart of this meeting, and issues that touch on agriculture and challenges around agriculture be addressed. Policies around promotion of agroecology must also look at issues around pesticides, because pesticides impact negatively on our soil, on our health, and therefore we need policy coherence between what we are promoting and what is actually on the ground.
Their recommendations include emphasizing the importance of food and agriculture in the AU-EU partnership, supporting democratic decision-making based on human rights, promoting farmer-managed seed systems, and phasing out harmful pesticides and chemical fertilizers.
Our soils are so depleted and poor because of use of chemical fertilizers and chemical pesticides and herbicides. Biofertilizers and bioinputs are able to heal that soil and restore the organic matter and produce healthy food. And when you have healthy soils, we'll be able to produce healthy foods.
I am Daisy Lamkirote reporting for Hope TV Newswatch.
Now, in matters health, the Aga Khan University Hospital in Nairobi has opened a new specialty and executive clinic in Karen as part of its strategy to increase access to specialized care. The clinic becomes the hospital's 52nd outreach medical center. It will offer specialized clinics in cardiology, nephrology, pediatrics, dermatology, obstetrics and gynecology, as well as family medicine and ENT, among others. The Karen Clinic comes hot on the heels of the opening of the Roy Sambu Specialty Care Center, which, in addition to specialized clinics, also provides day surgeries, dialysis, chemotherapy and endoscopy. Alice Diana attended the official opening ceremony and brings us that report.
In a bid to bring specialized care closer to the community, the Aga Khan University Hospital Nairobi has opened its 52nd Outreach Medical Center in Karen. The Karen Specialty and Executive Clinic will run a one-stop cardiac care center with critical tests such as exercise stress test, echo and ECG, among others. It will also have an executive wellness program supported by key diagnostic services including X-ray, ultrasound, and a well-equipped laboratory. Speaking during the official opening ceremony, Aga Khan University Hospital CEO Rashid Khalani said that the clinic is part of the hospital's strategy of taking specialized services to where people live and work.
The burden for the NCDs, the non-communicable diseases, has increased in Kenya or in developing countries or in Africa in general. If you talk about cancer, if you talk about heart attacks, because of the lifestyles, those disease burden is increasing significantly.
Khalani added that increasing access to quality care is part of their values, and guided by that, they intend to open many more centers in years to come.
The 52 outreach centers that Khurram and his team manages is our way of taking the care closer to the patient so it is accessible. So a person in Narok who is sick doesn't have to come to Nairobi on Third Parklands. We are there closer to the home. And those medical centers, all the 52 medical centers, they are being run by medical doctors. They have advanced lab, they have pharmacy, and many of them have other radiology modalities as well. And our intent and our plan, our objective is to continue to expand our outreach services, to talk about, to be true to our value of access.
Nairobi County Governor Johnson Sakaja, who was represented by Nairobi County Secretary Patrick Analo, said that his government will work with private healthcare institutions to increase access to quality healthcare services.
God willing, in a couple of years, partnering with the county government and the national government, I think we should be able to significantly reduce the number of people who have to take flights out of this country to seek medical care. So on behalf of the entire fraternity of Nairobi County, His Excellency the Governor and our city residents, I want to once more really congratulate you, and I want to wish you in all your endeavors, and we continue to commit the support of the county government.
The Aga Khan University Hospital operates 49 medical centers in Kenya and 3 in Uganda, treating almost 700,000 patients annually. For Hope TV News Watch, I'm Alice Diana.
Now, civil society organizations in Africa are gearing up for the 5th African Union and European Union Agriculture Ministerial Conference to be held in Rome in Italy later this month. The main aim of the conference is to influence discussions and share recommendations, including promoting sustainable agriculture, farmer-managed seed systems, and protecting land and resources. Daisy Love with that report.
So it is important this push continues.
Civil society organizations in Africa are collaborating to craft a position statement ahead of the 5th African Union European Union Agricultural Ministerial Conference. The conference scheduled for the end of this month in Rome, Italy. The focus of the conference will be resilient food systems and sustainable agri-value chains in line with the Africa-EU partnership.
Some of the recommendations that we are giving is that we need to prioritize agroecology in our agriculture. How does the EU, even in its funding to agriculture, focus on supporting smallholder farmers? At least 30% should go into agroecology. And of course, we are very keen to see the highly hazardous pesticides or toxic pesticides that are banned in Europe and still in being exported to Africa are also banned from being exported from Europe, so that we can have agriculture that is more sustainable, practicing agroecological practices.
To influence the discussions, CSOs in the country are planning to share their position statement with delegations representing Africa.
Most African countries depend on agriculture not only for food but also for work, and therefore there can be no discussions about Africans without talking about agriculture. So agriculture must be brought to the heart of this meeting, and issues that touch on agriculture and challenges around agriculture be addressed. Policies around promotion of agroecology must also look at issues around pesticides, because pesticides impact negatively on our soil, on our health, and therefore we need policy coherence between what we are promoting and what is actually on the ground.
Their recommendations include emphasizing the importance of food and agriculture in the AU-EU partnership, supporting democratic decision-making based on human rights, promoting farmer-managed seed systems, and phasing out harmful pesticides and chemical fertilizers.
Our soils are so depleted and poor because of use of chemical fertilizers and chemical pesticides and herbicides. Biofertilizers and bioinputs are able to heal that soil and restore the organic matter and produce healthy food. And when you have healthy soils, we'll be able to produce healthy foods.
I am Daisy Lam-Kirote reporting for Hope TV News Watch.
Now, various stakeholders in Laikipia County have been sensitized on how to curb sexual and gender-based violence, that is SGBV, and strengthen gender mainstreaming through socio-economic development. Speaking during a training that brought together educators, faith-based organizations and youth representatives, Laikipia Gender Coordinator Karen Kiogora stated that most people lacked knowledge about gender mainstreaming and as a result led to the increase of SGBV in the county. Her sentiments were echoed by Laikipia Mukogodo Girls Empowerment Program Director Josephine Dirias, who lamented that the culture in the pastoralist communities is a major setback in the fight against the vice in the country.
And I may say with gender mainstreaming, we are still in darkness in terms of much is still associated. When you talk of gender, people think of women issues. And even roles that are divided in the community still are very strong in terms of gender. There are things that I think it's an abomination when women do or men do. In our community, generally, women were there to exist, to be not to be seen, not to be heard. But where we are now, women are coming out. At least they are able to access education, but still they don't have the voice simply because they are women.
Now, staying on in Laikipia County, elected women leaders are seeking to use the Kenya Women Parliamentary Association, dubbed KEWOPA, as a platform to spearhead peace-building efforts in areas ravaged by banditry. The move is being spearheaded by Laikipia Women Representative Jane Kagiri and her Laikipia North counterpart Sarah Lekorere, who have embarked on the process of engaging women to take leading roles in the county. The legislators who spoke during an engagement forum in Olmoran sub-county urged women from pastoral communities to embrace women empowerment groups, which will in turn economically empower them.
Kwa majina ni Julia Lochingamoi, mimi ninatoka social Laikipia County. Tumefurahia hii siku ya leo kwa sababu tumeletewa mafunzo na wabunge wetu wapendwa ambao tunawapenda, tuliwachakua. Mimi ninajua ya kwamba tukiwa na hao wamama, hao viongozi, tutaendelea mbele sana kama Laikipia North ama kama Laikipia County. Tunashukuru sana na tunasema asante sana kwa sababu wamechukua jukumu ya kwanza kutuletea hii mkutano ya KEWOPA. Haijaanzishwa mahali pengine kwa hii mwaka, lakini walianzia na Laikipia County. Na tunashukuru sana sababu tunajua ya kwamba hao wabunge wetu ni watu ambao wanaangalia mbele. Hao wabunge wetu wa mama ni wanaangalia mbele. Na mimi najua ya kwamba wakiwa pale bungeni wanatutetea sana kama wamama. Ndipo sasa wametuletea mkutano tupate kuwa pamoja na watufundishe yale inafaa sisi tukue nayo. Sisi tumeambiwa ya kwamba lazima tuwe na uongozi ya kina mama. Sisi kwanza ndio tuchague mama. Hii ni mara ya pili sasa akiwa bungeni. Yaani ni mwaka wa 10. Anaelekea mwaka ya 10 akiwa bungeni. Tuliona ya kwamba lazima tushikilie kina mama. Na hiyo ndio mafunzo ambayo wametuletea sasa. Tunashukuru sana kwa hao wamama. Na tunajua ya kwamba hatutawawajilia sababu ni watu ambao wanaelewa kasi na wanaelewa kwamba wanaelewa kasi ya kina mama na wako na hiyo maono ya kina mama.
Thank you for watching Hope TV, the station where you look and live. For feedback regarding our programming, you can WhatsApp us through 0708 222 323, SMS 22232, website www.hopemediakenya.org, or scan the QR code below.
Hope TV is where you look and live, with an excellent selection of the best Christian programming consisting of local and international content, of inspirational stories, talk shows, Bible commentary, youth, health shows, children entertainment, contemporary gospel music, extended times of worship, live broadcast, news, movies, drama, Christian ministry programs, and so much more. Hope TV is another quality service from Christ is the Answer Ministries, with over 45% of authentic and credible local content every week. Hope TV is a sister station to Hope FM, Kenya's leading Christian radio station, with footprints across the country. Tune in to Hope TV, where you look and live.
Right, let's catch up with the business news for today. And Kenya is set to launch an e-commerce platform that will see traders and farmers sell their goods and farm produce on a digital platform under the Kenya National Multi-Commodities Exchange, dubbed COMEX. Trade Principal Secretary Alfred K. Ombundo stated that the platform would link commodity producers and buyers through an integrated electronic platform where they can trade in commodities and derivatives. While speaking after closing a one-week trading rules validation workshop, PS Ombundo acknowledged a multi-commodities exchange as a vital aspect in modernizing the country's agricultural production systems.
When we look at structured commodity trading, we're looking at creating a platform for trading that enables for transparent trading to happen, for farmers, traders, buyers to be able to understand what the true value of those markets are and the commodities they want to buy. And you're also creating a possibility that when commodities are traded, they are traded with fair value, with fair storage, and that buyers are able to have a clear idea of the quantities and the quality of the commodities that they are buying.
Part of this journey is very, very important because we are able then to provide the real practical experience of how markets trade. So we've been at this journey for a while, and we're happy that today we've achieved a major milestone in agreeing on the rules. As the PS has said, rules provide a very set of regulations and guidelines that assure fair market trading and also monitoring and also surveillance.
One of the ways to help the government achieve this is to come up with a commodities exchange, in addition to coming up with a warehouse receipting system. And this is going to provide an alternative market for the farmers, especially the grain farmers, who are expected that in view of the support that the government has been doing on the production side, we expect that the crop that is forthcoming should be able to sell it through the warehouse receipt system.
International carrier Kenya Airways and Emirates Airlines have signed a partnership to provide customers of both airlines access to new destinations, as well as increased travel options and seamless baggage check-ins. Emirates customers will now be able to access 28 destinations on the KQ network using Nairobi as a gateway to areas including Zanzibar, Bangui, Bujumbura and Lubumbashi, among others, while KQ passengers will access 23 destinations through Dubai, including Tokyo, Bangkok, Singapore, Hong Kong and Beirut, among others. Speaking during the announcement, Emirates Chief Commercial Officer Adnan Kazim noted that the partnership will enhance connectivity for their customers and provide more travel options. At the same time, his KQ counterpart, Julius Thairu, acknowledged the significance of the partnership as it will take advantage of mutual scales and efficiencies to provide customers with more travel options. And in the sports arena, thousands of Manchester City fans gathered to celebrate their team's historic treble as they staged an open-top bus parade